You're watching America's healthiest TV show, Health Corner, with host Joan Lunden, plus Chef MD Dr. John Puma, and fitness with Kathy Smith. Today on Health Corner,
actress Jill Eikenberry talks for the first time about her breast cancer recurrence.
It's a very different environment now.
For people with celiac disease, the problem literally is on their plate. Plus, meet the woman who inspired the movie Why I Wore Lipstick to My Mastectomy and find out why she did.
It's almost like a sign of solidarity.
Today on Chef MD, I'm pickling a colorful medley of vegetables with pain-killing power.
Health Corner is a sponsored program brought to you by Walgreens. There's a way to stay well. And now from our studio in New York.
Welcome to Health Corner. We've got an interesting show for you today, starting off with a story that affects 1 in 133 people in the United States. It can take a long time to diagnose, and that delay can increase your risk of developing autoimmune disorders, neurological problems, osteoporosis, even cancer. Let's find out more about celiac disease from Sarah Welch. Sarah?
Joan, thank you. Celiac disease affects more people than Alzheimer's. It has a genetic component, so it runs in families. And as many as 97% of patients don't even know they have the disease.
I was diagnosed about 10 years ago after probably close to 11 years of misdiagnosis and actively trying to find out what was wrong with me.
Celiac is an inherited autoimmune disease that affects children and adults. When someone who has it eats gluten, a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley, the body literally attacks itself. Dr. Stefano Guadagnini explains.
It leads to an inflammation of the intestine, mostly the small intestine, and this results in the damage of the absorptive surface of the small intestine.
In children, this can lead to major health problems like gastrointestinal disorders, malnutrition, and failure to thrive. Adults who have celiac may not always experience gastrointestinal problems, even though the small intestine is being damaged. Adult symptoms may seem unrelated, and it can take anywhere from 7 to 9 years to get the proper diagnosis.
This is due to the fact that the symptoms that celiac disease presents with are so numerous, and in many cases they may be pretty vague. They usually get labeled with different names, like irritable bowel syndrome, or in other cases, psychological, stress-induced, etc., etc.
Fortunately, there are effective diagnostic tests available, including a simple blood analysis that measures levels of celiac antibodies. A positive blood test then has to be confirmed by an upper endoscopy, typically an outpatient procedure. There is a third test, a DNA test that screens for the genes responsible for the development of celiac disease. People with autoimmune conditions and Down syndrome should always be tested for celiac.
Every first-degree relative has to be tested because of its genetic component.
I do have a son, but knowing that I could pass that on, we did have him screened, and he does have the genetic predisposition now for celiac disease.
There is no cure for celiac disease, and there is only one way to treat it.
It requires a lifelong adherence to a diet.
The diet is really quite simple. Absolutely no foods that contain wheat, rye, or barley in even the smallest amounts. Common foods like breads, pasta, cakes, and cookies are strictly off limits.
You know, going to family functions or birthday parties or even out to eat is really a challenge. It's getting easier.
Dr. Guadagnini reminds us that there are many foods that are naturally gluten-free.
The list is long. I mean, all fruits and vegetables, for instance, and fish and all meats and eggs, and of course many cereals like rice or corn are naturally gluten-free. So the choice is actually ample.
Initially, when you take on a gluten-free diet, you can, as I said, get overwhelmed and feel woe is me and feel sorry for yourself and all of that. But you just have to remember that until a medicine comes out or a vaccine is found or a cure, it's really just something you have to do.
Right now, the key to treating celiac is to increase awareness to make sure everyone who has the disease is getting the treatment they need.
I can't imagine what it's like to feel sick from just eating a simple sandwich and then having it attack your small intestine. It's scary. For more information on celiac disease, visit our website. All right, what's something that we all know we should do more of because it feels good and it's good for us? laughter. Our parenting expert Jill Rep wants us to have a few big belly laughs. Jill?
Thanks, Joan. If laughter is the best medicine, then where do we get our prescriptions? Luckily, we don't need them because the sound of roaring laughter is quite contagious. We all know that humor and laughter make us feel good, but did you know that laughing reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, boosts the immune system, protects the heart, and improves brain function? It's true. Children tend to laugh a whole lot more than adults, so spending time with your kids is a good way to put more humor into your life. Tickling can bring about immediate laughter, and that good old-fashioned belly laugh gives you a workout, exercising the diaphragm, contracting the abs, and working the heart. Another way to bring more laughter into your life is by having your family create a laugh calendar. Fill the calendar with all the wonderful things that make your family happy. Assign one family member to bring a joke, story, or giggly game to the table each time. You can also use a family photo as an opportunity for laughter. After posing for the serious shot, try snapping a goofy photo as well. Sometimes those are the most fun to frame or use as gifts. No matter how you get more giggles into your life, you'll help keep your family healthy while connecting on a deeper level. Yes, laughter is a priceless medicine, so make sure your family gets the recommended daily allowance every day. For Health Corner, I'm Jill Rep.
This portion of Health Corner is brought to you by Pepcid Complete. Works now, works later.
Hi, number 2, please.
Would you like that to hurt now or later?
What?
Sir, it's a simple question. Do you want heartburn pain now or later?
These heartburn medicines make you choose between hurting now or later. Pepcid Complete doesn't. It starts to neutralize acid in seconds and keeps it under control all day or all night.
Sometimes you gotta make compromises, man.
No, you don't, man. Pepcid Complete works now and works later.
Sleep can help lighten your mood and improve concentration. Tylenol PM quiets the pain and helps you sleep. Because the better you sleep, the better you feel.
Carefree introduces Protection times 10. New Carefree Ultra Protection Liners with wings. Absorb 10 times more like a pad, but feel thin and comfy like a liner. New Carefree Ultra Protection.
If we never had to get well soon, would we simply stay well always? There's a place to find out. At Walgreens, we're redefining what it means to be well, with products and advice you can count on every day, in every area of your life. So join us and stay well soon. Walgreens. There's a way to stay well.
All right, I don't know, do you pronounce it escabeche or escabeche? I'm not really sure. We like learning new things on Health Corner, but especially if they taste good, and they always do with Chef MD. Dr. John is at the grocery store.
It's escabeche, Joan. And when it comes to food, romance, and life in general, there's nothing better than a tasty tango between sweet and spicy. I've got a culinary combo for you. The hot, tempestuous jalapeno and the sweet, snappy carrot. In this tangy dance of flavors, the jalapeno provides a fiery kick. The heat comes from capsaicin. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory that's been made into a prescription pain medicine. Then there's the sweetly mild crunch of carrot with almost a week's worth of beta-carotene in every serving. Carrot protects your heart and your vision. I serve them together in a taste tango for the ages as the food as medicine ingredients in my Chef MD approved escabeche. I'll see you in the kitchen.
Thank you, John. And you can sign up for Chef MD's weekly recipes at healthcornertv.com. All right, have you heard the term grandfamilies? Grandparents are increasingly taking over the care of their grandchildren. It's sometimes a second chance to raise a family, one full of challenges and amazing possibilities. Here's one story.
My name is Maria Salais Valdez. I have been caring for my grandson day one from the hospital. It's like peeling a what?
Banana.
A banana. You just don't know anymore. With everything going on in this world, I worry. And I'm always saying, be careful, you know, his helmet on his bicycle. Now remember, look both ways. I sleep with my door open. I can hear him. I hear him when he rolls over, I hear him when he coughs, I hear him when he sneezes.
I'm Sue Goodman, and my grandchildren are Ahmet, who's age 11, Claire, who's age 5, and Pierce, who's 8 months old. Today, things are really quite different. And I think the major differences are that we've had to buy a car seat. When the children are coming, I make sure there are no medications. We bought this latch for our bathroom. I store things that, you know, a box of cereal that won't hurt them. I store them lower, and the things that might be more dangerous, a little bit higher. I find that I'm much more of a worrier as a grandparent. I notice sharp edges a lot more. I notice more. They say that being a grandparent is your reward for going through parenthood, and it certainly is.
I worry all the time. My life is just, really, it's on hold. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Nice story. And according to the most recent census, there are more than 8 million children in the U.S. living with their grandparents. A healthy lifestyle is your best defense against high cholesterol. But sometimes genetics or other factors mean that you need medication to help. So what are the differences between these drugs that we see advertised everywhere? Here to help sort that out is Walgreens pharmacist John Jenkins. Hi, John.
Hi, Joan. There are a lot of cholesterol-lowering drugs, and they can be grouped into several classes. Statins and cholesterol absorption inhibitors are the most common. Bile acid-binding resins, fibrates, and niacin are other classes also prescribed. Some are combinations. Crestor and Lipitor, for example, are pure statins, while Victorin is a combination statin and cholesterol absorption inhibitor.
So how do I know which medication is right for me?
First, you need to understand what your choices are. Some drugs focus strictly on lowering LDL or bad cholesterol. Others work to decrease triglycerides and help raise HDL or your good cholesterol. Each drug can have various side effects, so it's important to go through all the options with your doctor and be sure you're taking the right kind of medication.
Everybody's needs are different, of course. You need to consult your doctor, and always, especially with something this important and complicated. Visit our website to learn more about lowering your cholesterol. And our thanks to John.
My pleasure, Joan.
This portion of Health Corner is brought to you by the Neutrogena Wave. Wave hello to cleaner, softer skin.
Actress Jill Eikenberry is also a breast cancer survivor, and she is with us today to share how her experience with cancer has really changed her philosophy on life, and it's so good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Jim.
You know, I want to take you back to when you first discovered a lump.
I reached up driving in my car and felt something, and instantly when I felt this thing, I knew something was wrong. This wasn't what was supposed to be there.
So you called the doctor right away?
Yeah, my gynecologist, and she had felt something in my last exam and had scheduled me for my first mammogram at age 39. She didn't tell me. And the times have changed. I was terrified. In those days, nobody was talking about surviving breast cancer. The only person I knew that had it was the woman who lived upstairs from us in our New York apartment, who had died the year before, leaving 3 children. That was my breast cancer experience. So we went to the breast surgeon, and he said you could have a lumpectomy or mastectomy, but he leaned toward mastectomy, and I said, whatever you have to do, get it out of here, get it off, and we went home in despair. I thought I was going to die, for sure. And it wasn't until a couple of days later, I sort of laid on the bed and cried for 3 days, didn't want to tell anybody. But a couple of days later, I got up and got dressed and went to a screening of a movie I had done called The Manhattan Project with John Lithgow and Cynthia Nixon, very young Cynthia Nixon. Walked into the lobby of the movie theater. I was determined not to tell anybody this terrible thing. Cynthia took one look at me and she said, "What happened to you?" And I poured this whole story out. She took me into the audience where her mother was sitting. Her mother took my hand, dragged me up the aisle into the ladies' room, hiked up her blouse, and she said, "You see this little scar on my right breast? That's all I have to remind me of my breast cancer 11 years ago." And all of a sudden, hope. And with hope came a second opinion. The second doctor said I was a perfect candidate for a lumpectomy. I saved my breast. I mean, it was amazing what Ann Nixon did for me. A couple of years later, when I was approached about doing a documentary about breast cancer, about surviving breast cancer, I said yes, even though I was pretty terrified at that point to have the stigma. You know, I was now a celebrity. I had done LA Law for a couple of years, and I was terrified that they would think of me as the woman with cancer. But I knew that I had to talk about it because it had been so important to me when somebody talked about it.
Creating an open dialogue about different illnesses in this country has really led to advancements in treatment, and it's really allowed for emotional healing. Don't you feel that that's part of what you've gone through and what you've been able to provide to others?
It's a very different environment now. People are not feeling the way they were feeling back then. It's a very, and I this year had an opportunity to witness that for myself because I had a recurrence in February. Very small, very early, didn't have to have chemo or radiation. I'm able to do a hormone treatment. But it's been so different. I mean, I can't believe, you know, how far we've come in many ways. We don't have the cure, but the communication of the doctors, you know, I knew exactly what was happening every minute. And I knew right away that I was going to be okay. I mean, that phone call from the radiologist, she said, by the tone in her voice, I knew I was going to be okay. She said, "You are going to be fine." Now, that would never have been said 23 years ago.
What's the most important message you want to leave with women today about breast cancer?
You're not alone. You know, you really have other people to talk to that have been down this road with every kind of disease. And it helps so much to not try to do this yourself.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, and we'll all be hoping that this recurrence goes away and you'll have many, many, many more years of health and happiness.
Thank you. Thanks, Jen.
We'll be back with more of Health Corner in just a moment.
Wave hello to softer skin. New Neutrogena Wave Duo. It cleans at 2 speeds.
Nothing speeds away dirt and makeup like this.
Speed 1 gently cleans for when skin needs a kinder, gentler clean. Speed 2 cleans pore deep, 10 times deeper than traditional cleansing. Skin looks noticeably softer in just 1 use.
1 gentle or 2 deep. What's your speed?
New Neutrogena Wave Duo. Go to NeutrogenaWave.com now for $3 off on the new Wave Duo. They've arrived. New 100-calorie Oreo mini cakesters. Oreo cream between soft chocolate cakes. They're goodies for grown-ups.
Does your mouthwash work in 6 different ways? Introducing Listerine Total Care. Everything you need to strengthen teeth, help prevent cavities, and kill germs. Introducing 6-in-1 Listerine Total Care, the most complete mouthwash. Now complete your oral care routine with the superior plaque removal of the New Reach Total Care toothbrush and New Reach Total Care floss. Get the complete routine with Reach and Listerine Total Care.
Welcome back. We love hearing your stories, and sometimes we use them here on the show. So if you have a story idea for our producers, go to our website and click on My Story. The next story was so powerful, it became a Lifetime movie. She travels the country sharing her story about breast cancer. Why I Wore Lipstick to My Mastectomy has become a symbol of hope for women all over the country. Sarah Welch has the story.
Geraldine Lucas wears red lipstick as a confidence booster, but it's also a symbol of courage and hope.
And it's almost like a sign of solidarity.
Those bright red lips inspired a book and a Lifetime movie.
I love red lipstick because it's a choice.
Geraldine used to be a self-described gloss girl. Red lipstick was too daring.
I always thought they were the cool girls and the glamour girls, and I just thought I cannot pull that off.
But it was red lipstick that helped brighten one of her darkest moments. Geraldine's journey began 14 years ago. She was recently married and had a great job at ABC's 2020. Life was right on track until a self-breast exam revealed a problem.
I just found 3 lumps in my right breast.
The movie, Why I Wore Lipstick to My Mastectomy, plays out her real-life drama. At age 27, Geraldine learned she had breast cancer.
Am I gonna die?
She was so young and had no family history.
Looking back, I was so misinformed about breast cancer. I thought my mom had to have it to get it. I thought I had to be in my 50s in order to get it.
Breast cancer for women in their 20s is rare, but can be more aggressive and have a higher rate of reoccurring. Geraldine felt a mastectomy was the safest way to go. Losing her breast was an agonizing choice.
It wasn't what defined me, but it just, in this strange way, it was more than just losing a body part.
To feel bold and beautiful, she decided to wear bright red lipstick for her surgery.
I guess it was a reinvention moment where who says I can't be that girl? And even though I'm losing this piece of what makes me a woman, I still deserve to wear bright red lipstick.
Wearing red lipstick can be transformative. In fact, a doctor at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York coined the term lipstick theory, that when a woman battling cancer begins wearing red lipstick, she's on the road to recovery and has moved into survivor mode.
It felt like also this really intense declaration I was going to wear lipstick again on my own terms.
She wore it through months of chemo and breast reconstruction. Geraldine is now cancer-free.
Can Sky read that book to you? Yeah.
Okay. As a survivor, one of her greatest joys has been becoming a mother because chemo can trigger menopause. Her daughter Sky, named after a mantra Geraldine said over and over again throughout her battle.
I'm Sky. Nothing can stick to me.
So I thought it would be a really beautiful way to explain to her kind of what I had been through, but also this kind of idea of she could be anything. The sky's the limit.
Geraldine is now devoted to cancer awareness and sharing her story of survivorship, especially with younger women who are often diagnosed at a late stage.
I've heard stories and I've received a lot of emails that women all over the country are wearing red lipstick to their mastectomies. The book, the movie, and the website, Why I Wore Lipstick, it's about a movement of taking charge of a diagnosis.
14 years after her diagnosis, Geraldine still wears red lipstick. It's become her trademark.
Now it's just a symbol for me of living. I feel like, is my life, can I live up to my lipstick?
If you'd like to hear more about Geraldine's story or tell us yours, visit healthcornertv.com.
Fight free radicals, improve your immune system, and keep your vision sharp. The health benefits are plenty in my jar of pickled marinated vegetables. Coming up in the kitchen.
We can't live in a bubble, but what we can do is arm ourselves for the ones we love with a flu shot from Walgreens. We're making it easy for everyone to get their flu shot, no matter how small their motivation may be. Come get yours for just $24.99. Walgreens. There's a way to stay well.
The sinus triple threat. Not just sinus headache, but pressure and congestion. You need a sinus medicine that rescues you from all three symptoms. Introducing new Sudafed PE Triple Action for more complete relief from the sinus triple threat. Get more complete relief with new Sudafed PE Triple Action. Also find Sudafed behind the counter.
Healthier, more radiant skin?
It's in your future now.
Discover the power of Aveeno Positively Radiant. With Total Soy, it's clinically proven to visibly reduce past damage, while advanced SPF 30 helps prevent future damage. Aveeno Positively Radiant.
Breakouts? They're bad enough. Then redness can make skin look even worse.
New Neutrogena Oil-Free Acne Wash Redness Soothing reduces redness, while Maximum Strength Medicine treats breakouts.
Breakouts cleared, redness calmed.
Oil-Free Acne Wash Redness Soothing. Neutrogena.
We're in a pickle today, but that's a good thing. I'm making my easy Chef-MD approved low-sodium escabeche, or pickled marinated vegetables. Most pickles are very high sodium, but this one is low, so it can be good for your blood pressure and good if you have heart disease and great in flavor. Our first food as medicine ingredient is the jalapeno chili pepper. And all you're going to do is cut it into thin slices. The seeds and the ribs are where the capsaicin is, which is a natural painkiller and anti-inflammatory. Next, carrots. You leave the skin on because you don't want to rub away some of the vitamins. Carrots are loaded with vitamin A and beta carotene, which protect your heart and your vision. We're going to use a bell pepper. This doesn't have to be perfect cutting because it's a rustic dish. Finally, cauliflower florets. These little babies are full of fiber and vitamin C. And I'm using light extra virgin olive oil because light olive oil is highly refined and has a very high smoke point. You don't create free radicals by cooking it at high temperature. We'll add some red bell pepper, our jalapenos, our food as medicine ingredient, our carrots, and cauliflower. This is very, very easy and so good for you because it's a side dish that has very few calories. In fact, just 30 calories per serving. What I'll do now is take the spices and crumble them right in. First, a little bit of cumin, crushed between your fingers to release the oils. Mexican oregano. If you don't have Mexican oregano, you can use Greek or Mediterranean oregano, but Mexican oregano is spicier and has a little bit of a kick to it. And finally, crumbled bay leaves. I'm going to let that cook down for just a second and then add a cup of the water and apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to let this mixture simmer for a few minutes, but I've got one that's already done. You want to add a little bit of this pickling juice. Brings with it all the flavor, all the herbs. Put the top on, and there you have, for your refrigerator, a low-calorie side dish with lots of zip and beautiful color. For the complete recipe, check out our website. And remember, the fountain of youth starts in the kitchen. Cent'anni, may you live 100 years. For Chef MD, I'm Dr. John LaPuma.
Learn more about culinary medicine today. Order Chef MD's Big Book of Culinary Medicine at chefmd.com and sign up for free weekly recipe emails while you're there.
I don't know about you, but today's show really made me grateful for the good health that I enjoy. We have so much health information on our website and over 1,200 videos. Why don't you check it out? And also join us next week on Health Corner, America's healthiest TV show. I'm Joan Lunden. Take care.
Next week on Health Corner.
It's the ultimate Hollywood party, but fashion designer Tommy Hilfiger and philanthropist Nancy Davis raise millions of dollars each year to find a cure for multiple sclerosis. Plus,
an easy, super side dish. Black tea gives my heart-healthy vegetarian pilaf a rich, warm flavor. On Chef MD.
Health Corner is a sponsored program brought to you by Walgreens.